This month on Mustang Magazine, EYC is helping students fill up their water bottles. We listen in on Acapella Night, and we visit with one athlete recovering from a major sports injury. These stories and more on this May edition of Mustang Magazine. Hosts, Tori Giffen and Brian Curley.
Hello and welcome to this June edition of Mustang Magazine. I'm Tori Giffen.
And I'm Brian Curley. To start off the show, we have a story about a new water fountain that's getting some attention at the high school. Senior staff reporter Alex Avakian has our lead story.
EYC installed a water bottle refill station down by the gym. The purpose? To help reduce the amount of waste that we're producing at school.
So you can go refill your bottle and use a reusable bottle instead of the plastic bottles because those are really bad for the environment.
According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the American Beverage Council, Americans consume nearly 9 billion gallons of plastic bottled water per year, while generating more than 1,200 million tons of waste. With the EYC's new refill station, they're hoping to reduce our school's global impact and save everybody some money.
In the cafeteria, we pay by the volume of trash, so if there's less water bottles being thrown away, then there's less trash.
But it's not just the environment EYC is trying to save.
The plastic water bottles, a lot of the time they have chemicals in them that aren't good for you to drink.
One of the most dangerous chemicals is bisphenol A, also known as BPA. This chemical can be really dangerous, especially if the temperature of the water in the plastic bottle rises. That's why EYC has plans to sell reusable bottles that are BPA-free and safe for drinking.
They're going to be stainless steel with a straw, and they'll be pretty cheaply priced, under $10.
And to keep track of all the savings, the new water fountain will have a special feature.
The refill station actually has a counter, and it will tell you how many bottles we've saved. So we'll have to see what our rate per day is.
With bottled water being nearly 10,000 times the cost of tap water, it seems like EYC's refill station and water bottle sale is a win-win for everyone. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Alex Avakian.
Thanks, Alex. Hopefully the new water refill station will help reduce our plastic waste.
Next up is a story on one outstanding senior who's overcome some obstacles in life that not many people even know about. Mary Erickson reports.
I was diagnosed before I was born. They did a test on my mom, and that's how they figured it out. People don't really treat me differently. Most of my friends who know me I don't usually tell people right away. I let the people get to know me first, and then I tell them, and most people when I tell them are like, really? You have that? I never would have guessed.
Some people don't fully understand what TS is.
Turner syndrome involves either an absent X chromosome or a difference in the shape of the second one, or a combination. And no two people with Turner syndrome are exactly the same.
Daily life can be affected by TS, but Caitlin hasn't had many problems.
Turner syndrome has affected my daily life more so when I was little than now, because I used to have to take a growth hormone shot every single night, and I did that for about 9 years, which was not very fun. I stopped when I was 14, and I started when I was about 5 and a half. In terms of today, I have a great group of friends who make me feel as quote-unquote normal as possible. So I don't really have it doesn't really affect me in my daily life as much today as it did when I was younger.
This disorder will impact Caitlin's future, but that's not going to discourage her.
It will affect me in the future in terms of I have to keep going to the doctors, like endocrinologists, cardiologists, etc., to just keep me healthy and make sure that I'm doing well. And then I won't be able to have kids in the future. It's not really an issue to not be able to have kids, because there are so many other ways to have kids, like with adoption and stuff. So, and some of my friends with Turners are adopted themselves because their moms have Turners. So, but it should be fun in the future. I'm looking forward to it.
TS has given Caitlin the chance to do new things.
The best part about having TS has been like all the places we've gotten to travel and all the friends I've made throughout the years. They become some of my best and closest friends, and one of our group leaders says we're part of the coolest sorority on the planet, and it is pretty cool. With like a bunch of us being in the same room with our groups at the conference, or being in the same dorm room at our camp, like we all become really close, and it's just like the most fun thing ever. We share a special bond that pretty much nobody else understands.
Most genetic disorders have an awareness month, and TS is no exception.
Turner Syndrome Awareness Month is the entire month of February, and it is that month because it's the shortest month of the year, and one of the most common symptoms, if not the most common symptom of Turner's, is short stature. So they decided to make the shortest month the Awareness Month.
Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Mary Erickson.
Thanks, Mary. For more information about Turner syndrome, visit www.turnersyndrome.org.
Sports injuries can be very traumatic for high-profile athletes, but can they be prevented?
Junior staff reporter Sadie Kroll brings us a story about varsity soccer player Karina Santiago, who's rehabbing from a season-ending knee injury.
Karina Santiago is an athlete whose main focus has always been soccer.
It's been my life since I was 3 years old. That's when I started playing. I've never really wanted to play another sport. A lot of girls played basketball or softball, but my main focus was always soccer, and I knew it was the only sport I ever wanted to play.
She's been playing non-stop her entire life until one game suddenly changed that this past season.
It was 12 minutes into the second half, and I was just running after a girl who had the ball, and I had tapped it away from her. She got it back, so I was trying to cut back and get it, and my knee didn't want to do that, and it just gave out.
It wasn't long before Karina got the news that she had torn her ACL. Like many athletes, she was never aware of proper training to prevent injuries like an ACL tear.
If your body as a machine is just not strong all around, if it doesn't move well in all of our planes of movement, our body should be able to move forward and backwards. We should move side to side. We should move in rotational planes, and we should be able to combine all of those movements to be maximally efficient as a machine. And if we're just training for one sport and doing the things that we think we need to do in that particular sport, skills, drills, then our body is losing its ability to move in all of those different directions, and that leaves us injury prone.
If you only play your sport, if you're only playing soccer, or only playing basketball, or only playing volleyball, and all you're doing is running forward and working on kicking, running, jumping, things like that, and you're not focused on your form, and you're not focused on the strength in your hips and your knees, you're definitely putting yourself at risk for an ACL injury.
Karina had to learn the hard way, but she now understands how important it is to cross-train and condition.
To anyone who thinks that cross-training and conditioning is not a big deal, it really, really is. I thought the same thing. I had the same mentality. I'm awesome at soccer. I don't need to do that. I don't need to go out of my way to do special, clamshells and stuff like that. I can play my sport, I can be awesome at it, I can take as many goal kicks as I want, and nothing's going to happen to me. But in reality, that's not true.
With soccer still 4 months away, it looks like Karina will be back on the field in time for the first kickoff of the season.
Yeah, no pain. Okay, put down.
Right now, she's pretty much ready to start the sprinting, cutting, running again, right on track. Actually, right at the 6-month mark, she's ready to start going back to her sport.
Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Sadie Kroll.
Now it's time for some music. Recently, I attended the annual Acapella Night, where the only instrument that was heard was the human voice. Recently, the Norwood High School music program hosted an Acapella Night.
Tonight we had 5 acapella groups perform. We had Norwood High's 2 acapella groups, Bryant University's The Bottom Line, Brown University's The Brown Derbies, and UMass Lowell acapella.
And Ryan Judah from the Brown Derbies enjoyed his performance at Norwood High.
We just had a great time. We love performing. It's cool to see high school groups perform well.
NHS alum Chris Kelleher enjoys seeing the growth in the acapella program every year.
The growth of the group year after year, it's great to see that people are still getting involved in a cappella and that the program is growing.
The interest in singing popular music is drawing more people each year.
I like to think of myself as Fat Amy. And then it's a lot of fun because it's not like classical music, it's like pop music, and I like to sing, so.
And Chris and Ryan think that it is important to let high school students know that there's a future of music in college.
Well, it's great for me to see all our friends, but I think it's really important for them to see that a cappella doesn't end in high school, that they can go on. Almost any university in the world has some sort of a cappella group, so they can get involved there, and it's just a great experience.
It's important to show like there is a future of music after high school. So like to have people start in high school and then go on and become musicians in college and even afterwards.
Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Brian Curley.
Last month, I visited the children's wing of Mass General Hospital and met up with an honorary guest. Princess Amy has been visiting the children at Mass General Hospital since this past fall.
I've been a dance teacher for many, many years working with young children, and I would do their special events, their birthday parties, and I always felt that that program needed to stretch further and reach the children that couldn't come to a dance studio or couldn't attend those events.
Now I can go to the ball, cheered Cinderella.
So was born Fairy Tale Fridays, a once-a-month visit to surprise patients at Mass General Hospital.
So we start out maybe with some dancing and some movement, and then I read a story. We have craft time.
Oh, it's a great rainbow.
And then I'll go do room visits for children that aren't able to come to the playroom. And I'll take a craft or a story and a wand to them.
And Amy looks forward to seeing the children's reactions.
Oh, it's always wonderful when we come. Children just get so excited, especially if it's a princess that they love from TV.
Other employees have also taken notice of Amy's work.
Amy is a true gift. She just knows children. She knows how to get to their level and have such a wonderful bonding experience with them instantly. And they are truly just amazed.
Some patients have even made breakthroughs in her presence.
There was a little girl that was getting up and twirling with me and walked to me, and the mother started crying. I thought maybe something had happened, and she said that she was never able to physically do that before. So it just kind of proves that the healing process is not just physical, that it can be mental and spiritual.
However, the monumentous occasions are often overshadowed.
It's really the individual moments that I love every time that I come, connecting with someone in their room who, you know, it made their day, or giving someone a wand. So it's all those moments combined that really make it so special.
For Mustang Magazine, I'm Tori Giffen reporting.
Last month was the annual Fine Arts Festival.
Jared Gaggano takes us to the action.
Recently, Norwood's annual Fine Arts Festival at the Savage Center featured the town's fine arts students from grades K through 12.
Fine Arts Festival is an opportunity for us to showcase a little bit of the art program.
Artwork ranged from pottery to painting to sculptures.
These are my concentration pieces and my day house pieces. My concentration is basically creating imaginary cities out of basically microchips and interpreting it.
Not only were visual arts represented, but Norwood's musical program as well.
It showcases the best choral students that Norwood High School has and the best singing ability that we can bring to the stage, and it just showcases how good Norwood High School is at the arts.
Be sure to keep your eye out for next year's festival. Reporting for NHS-TV, I'm Jared Gaggano.
Thanks, Jared. Now let's take you back to school and into Mrs. Bustler's anatomy class.
Juliana tells us this story from the heart.
Recently, students in both exercise physiology and period 2 anatomy have been learning about the heart.
Today in anatomy we are dissecting a sheep heart. So basically we get it and we cut it open and look at all the parts that we're studying. So the ventricles and the atriums, and we just look at how they look in the sheep because the sheep heart is very similar to our heart.
The flatter side's the back, the rounder part's up top. What you want to do is basically tip it on its side, and you're going to cut down the side to the apex and back up the other side, and you're going to keep going over that cut until you can separate the heart into two complete halves.
We cut the heart so there would be a top and a bottom and split it in half so we have the top, bottom.
This is a blood vessel and this is fat. So the first thing I want you to do is go around and take it.
We've covered the heart in class. We cover circulation through the heart in class. And I thought it would be a good idea to team up with Miss Bustler and bring our class in so our students can get a visual on what a real heart actually looks like and get a better understanding visually of what the flow of blood looks like through the different parts of the heart.
Helps us do like hands-on learning and gets like a new feel for the chapter. It usually helps people with the tests because we can see really how the heart works.
Reporting for NHS-TV, I'm Joe Lianos.
Thanks, Joe. Well, that's all we have for this edition of Mustang Magazine.
But don't forget, you can visit us online at nhstv.org or hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Thanks for watching, and we'll be back next month.
Taylor, to see more hot glass. Why is that so difficult? Sports injuries can be very traumatic for high-profile athletes, but can they be prevented? Well, I know.
Junior staff reporter Sadie Kroll brings us a story about varsity soccer player Karina Santiago, who's rehabbing from a season-ending knee surgery. Can we do that one again? Knee surgery. Now it's time for some music. Recently, I attended the annual Acapella Night, where the only instrument that was heard was the human's voice. Why is that the sentence?